You want to be relatable? That's fine. But if the relatability doesn't move you closer to your goals, that is indulgence. You're just having a good time. Hi, I'm Taiwo, a former physician turned SaaS professional, now building in the public. I have reinvented my professional identity several times without a second degree. And I did that using personal branding, content strategy, particularly on LinkedIn. And in this video, I'll be explaining how to use vulnerability as a strategic tool. Right. So right now, vulnerability is having a moment on LinkedIn. Everybody's writing about their personal stories, extended job search. It's a hard season, no clients this month, and those things get a lot of engagement, which is what you want. But you know what's better than engagement? Conversions. Okay, so I've seen this trend where somebody comes online and talking about how things have been so hard for them, and then the post does really well, hundreds of thousands of engagement, and then you would think that surely if 500 people commented on this post, one of them would have given this person a job, right? To my shock, you'll see them again the next month telling the same story. So I'll start with a personal example of how the person I wanted to hire, I changed my mind about them based on the way they misused their vulnerability. So here's the story. I saw a post by someone that I wanted to work with. We had done an interview in the weeks before. We connected well. I could see how she would fit within my workflow. So I told her I would be in touch. We connected on LinkedIn and I was enjoying her posts. Her posts were good, intentional, until they weren't. I saw one that I didn't agree with at all. And in it, she made this popular God I beg narrative. And in it, she said, God, I see what you're doing for my colleagues. I'm not getting any clients. God, I beg. And then she put this meme of a cat begging or putting his hands together like this. And initially, okay, that looked like, okay, cute or honest, brave. All right. But then it was also clearly unprofessional. Like we are all here. Anybody that's on LinkedIn is looking for something. Either you're looking for clients, or you're looking for candidates, or you're looking for a job. And if everybody just comes online and all they talk about is God I beg, like what does this actually do for you? So I found it unprofessional, and I was wondering, why would you write that in full view of prospects like me? How does this reflect well on you? There are thousands of people just like you that are saying God I beg as well. And because we had started a light relationship, I decided to share my thoughts. And so I actually commented, delete this post and send me a DM. So she messaged me a few days later and she assumed I wanted to talk about, like, let's start the project. I was like, no, this is about the post you made. So I told her it wasn't flattering, that it made her look like she wasn't in demand and it was just not the kind of attention that she needed at all. She thanked me, but disagreed. She thanked me, she disagreed, and she said, clients are people too, and vulnerability this, vulnerability that. And I explained to her that, yo, vulnerability is one of those tools that can help people to connect with you and know that your story is real. But when you use it indiscriminately, like your post doesn't lead to any insight, doesn't show the way you think about this work that you do, it just says, I'm needy, nothing else. But hey, we disagreed, and it was in that moment that I decided that I was not going to hire her after all. Because that conversation was an opportunity to see her judgment, see her discretion. How does she think about this? And because the work that we're going to do together is highly discretion dependent, it's highly taste dependent, I need to be able to know that you're handling this and I trust the way you think about things. So that's what alarmed me the most about making that post and then standing by it. And that was how I just ended that engagement. So this is a classic example of how people will come online and talk about how things are so difficult for them and talk about, oh, just letting people know what it's like. There's a place for letting people know what it's like. There's a place for private community, for support. Employers are not the government. Nobody's going to employ you because things are hard for you. People are going to employ you because you're going to solve a problem for them. So you want to, as much as possible, continue showing up in public as a problem solver. Once you have to come out in public as somebody asking for support, you may get that, but you can't be asking for support and showing up as a problem solver at the same time. You will lose on one end, likely going to be the opportunities that you'll lose. So here's a question when you're thinking about writing a vulnerable post. Does the vulnerability have a point? Not things are bad for me. It should serve an insight, or at least demonstrate something about your posture. We talk a lot about building in public these days. Building in public is highly valuable if you continue to show us what you are learning, if you continue to demonstrate your courage, if you continue to show quick wins along the way. That's what makes it interesting. If it's just I'm building in public or things are hard or that doesn't do anything for you at all. You want to be relatable? That's fine. But if the relatability doesn't move you closer to your goals, that is indulgence. You're just having a good time. And unless you just want attention at all costs, that's not the direction you want to go. That sort of relatability resonates with your peers, people that are in your shoes. Whereas what you actually want is stakeholders you want to work with. And those are not the same audience. So what do you do from here? All those wonderful, honest drafts that felt so good to share, they are still good, but I need you to scrutinize them and say, does this do anything for the reader? Not things that are just hard, no sliver of value in there. No, you don't want that. So I need you to shelf all those drafts that are completely vulnerable, no value, no momentum, no progress, no insight. And the next thing is begin to draft with intention. What do I want this post to actually say to my intended audience? That's another key thing you need to decide when you're doing content strategy. Who am I writing for? Or what is my desired outcome from when they read the post? I use myself as an example right now. Who am I writing for? Who is this video for? This video is for any professional who is at a transition point in their career and they're thinking about how to use their story to stand out as leverage for that move they're trying to make. That's who I write to. That's who I create for. What I'm hoping they will get from this video is have a different way of thinking about vulnerability. They will have the courage to show up with their story, but they will know how to do it, right? So it's always a work in progress, continuing to refine your content strategy. And the foundation of that is intention. So tell me, have there been times where you were tempted to be vulnerable and did you catch yourself? Are you able to redefine it in terms of how it's valuable to readers instead of just enjoying yourself? You really don't want to go in that direction because anybody who listens to you, they listen because of what you can do for them. So if the product is your suffering, then you should be an artist. Even what you just want people to hear is how things are hard for you. Write songs, write poems, and then you see that people do gain from your suffering because you're helping them to articulate theirs. If you're not an artist, I highly recommend always write for what people can gain today. Let me know if you have any questions about how to use vulnerability in the comment section. I'll be excited to chat.